Good morning, and welcome to Minerals, Rocks, and Fossil Facts with your fossil teacher, Jen. And today, we're going to talk a little bit about some musings on Monday about European ties to the Cedar Mountain Formation. Meaning, there's a lot of dinosaurs in the Cedar Mountain Formation that are similar to a lot of early Cretaceous dinosaurs in Europe. So, let's just take a peek at a few of them. This is Polycanthosaurus. It is the namesake for Polycanthine ankylosaurs, which were abundant in both the Cedar Mountain Formation and in Europe, where this guy is from. He is from England. This is another one of the European nodosaurs, known as Hylaeosaurus. It's one of the older ones. Look at all them spikes. Then we have Europelta, who is from Spain. And one more European one, just for good measure, is Vectopelta. So all of these guys are European Polycanthine nodosaur ankylosaurs. On the other side of the pond, in our Cedar Mountain Formation, we have Gastonia. This particular one is at the BYU Museum of Paleontology. We have Sauropelta, who frankly is freaking cool. I mean, look at the spikes on this guy. He's probably my favorite. And then this little guy is Cedarpelta. So these guys are all found in the Cedar Mountain Formation. Once again. Another group you may have heard of are the Iguanodontians, named after, you guessed it, Iguanodon, who is found all over Europe. There are several other European ones like Mantellosaurus and a few others, but I'm gonna keep it shortish because I could go on for a long time on all the dinosaurs that are similar. Over here in our Cedar Mountain Formation, we have Iguanocolossus, who's a freaking monster iguanodon, and Hippodraco, who is a smaller one, but quite a bit, was probably bipedal, fairly similar to Mantellosaurus in Europe. Here we have Hypsilophodon, which is a Neornithischian from Europe. There is a recent American equivalent that was discovered in the Cedar Mountain Formation, but it has not been named or described yet, so that's all I've got for you. Then we have sauropods, who are often associated with the Jurassic period. They did continue to thrive in the early Cretaceous. In Europe, they were represented by several groups, and not all of them are going to be mentioned here because not all of those groups are represented in our early Cretaceous as of right now. So I'm just going to look at the ones we do have. So this is Hestosaurus. It's a macronarian, which is like Camarasaurus that you find in the Jurassic Morrison Formation. Sorry, mind blank. It's early. Over here in our Cedar Mountain Formation, we have Brontomerus as our macronarian in the early Cretaceous. Both of these are pretty fragmentary, so here's to hoping we find more in the future for both of them. We also have brachiosaurid sauropods that are represented. This is Sauriotitan from Spain, and this is Apatosaurus, and depending on who you ask, it is from the upper Cedar Mountain Formation, or possibly from the Naturita Formation, which overlays the Cedar Mountain, and it could be both. It could have overlapped. So that is kind of up for debate right now. Right now we're going to say Cedar Mountain. That is a little brachiosaurid here. Now I know you guys are really here for the carnivores, because that's everybody's favorite, except for mine. But anyway, I love the theropods. My favorite will always be the armory. Anyway, this is Eotyrannus. He is a tyrannosauroid from the Isle of Wight. And in the Cedar Mountain Formation, we have the Tyrannosauroid Moros, Look how cute and fluffy he is. In Spain, we have the early ornithomimosaur Pelecanomimus. And over here in the Cedar Mountain Formation, we have Ned Colbertia. And finally, we have dromaeosaurs represented in Europe and North America as Vectoraptor in Europe. And of course, Utah Raptor in the Cedar Mountain Formation. Both of them are fairly large when it comes to dromaeosaurs. They get much smaller once you get into like Asia and things like that. So that is our European ties in the Cedar Mountain Formation. Most of them are in the lower Cedar Mountain Formation, but some of them you do find a little higher up. But for the most part, during the lower early Cretaceous, you gotta love that. We were closer to Europe, and so our dinosaurs are a little more closely related. As we get towards the end of our Cedar Mountain Formation, because it does cover quite a bit of time, you'll notice that our dinosaurs start having more ties to Asia because we are moving closer to Asia. So, tune in next Monday to see what dinosaurs are more similar to our Asian varieties next week. It'll be fun. Anyway, fossilize you later.